Alright guys, I am going to try to explain to you all about this hybrid adapter. This is going to be sold through Avid Vaper. This was designed by Cisco, and I'll go through all the parts one by one. This is your hybrid adapter. It's 20/1 threading. This is your positive connection. This is the insulator for the positive connection. These two cups are to adjust for battery rattle, as well as these two screws to complete the positive connection and also battery rattle. This O-ring we will talk about later. So we're going to use a K-Fun for the demonstration. First thing you're going to do, you're going to notice that the adapter has a flat side and it has a cup side. You want the flat side facing the top of the atomizer. So what you're going to do is you're going to screw this on until it bottoms out on the bottom of the addy. Now what I like to do, if you notice there are two holes drilled in on either side, I like to take a pair of needle nose pliers, put it in the hole, in both holes rather, and just give it a little extra twist just to make sure it's nice and tight on there. Now you're going to take this cup is actually threaded on the inside and the outside. And what you want to do is take this insulator. I believe these are going to come pre-assembled. This insulator should be in this cup, but I will show you how it goes together. And pretty much this just screws on to the Delrin insulator, which my eyes, I can't see what I'm doing with this camera. I'm going to try it again. There we go. And again, just want to make sure that it's snug. So that's what it's going to look like when it's done. Now this is going to make contact with your positive post. So what you do is you'll screw this onto the atomizer as well. Also, you got two holes there. I'm going to take the needle nose and I'm just going to snug that up nice. Now this is going to make contact with the positive on your battery. This is going to be your ground, and you can see they're both everything is isolated. The positive is isolated. Now on a telescopic mod, you wouldn't need any adjustment. Obviously you could just screw this on the device and it would make contact. But in a device like this one here, this is a 20/1 threaded mod. This is the Challenger. Now if you put a battery in this thing and you just screw this on, you're going to, I'm sure you could hear that there's a lot of battery rattle. So what you need to do is you have to make up the battery rattle. This is a small cup. This is the large cup. We'll try the small cup first. And that will screw right onto the positive section, like so. Now let's see if we have any battery rattle left when we use this. We still have battery rattle, so we're gonna, and that's fully extended. Now this can be adjusted in or out. Right now it's at its outward position. This is the larger cup. We'll take the larger cup on and we'll just start it. A couple of turns. Let's see where it goes now. That's it. I can't close the tube, so we have to make an adjustment. Just keep rotating that. It's going to get shorter. Still, if you can see, there's a little gap there. Rotate that a little more. Now you see we got it closed. I don't know if you could hear it. but it's firing. And it pretty much now you can use this on any device that's 20/1. Depending on the size of the tube, which means you may have to use either the long cup or the short cup. Now let's hear. This is a 18500 copperhead. We'll put this on. See where the adjustment needs to go. See, I can't close the button. So now we're going to take that. We're going to screw that all the way in. And I still can't close the button. So that means we need to use the shorter cup. So this comes off. And then we use the shorter cup. And we always start by just a couple of turns, and then we make our adjustments from there. Screw that on. It's still a little bit of a gap, so I'm going to give that maybe another turn. Put that on. Now it closes all the way. No battery rattle. And she fires. Now, with the copperhead, you can actually make adjustments for your battery throw also. So if I back this out a little bit, close it up, and now if you look, my throw is real short. If you want a longer throw, you can rotate it in more, a couple of turns, and you'll see that your throw just got longer. Let's try it on an 18650. This is the short cup. So we got the gap there. Couple of turns. There we go. Firing. Now, one of the things when this was designed, there were a lot of short, really short mods being developed. So we wanted to make sure this would work with short mods. So I have here the Ant mod, which is ridiculous. This is 350. Now, these two screws, if you want to use this on such a small mod like this, you put in your battery. Let's see how it. Now this is the main cup for the positive. You got making contact, but it's a little bit loose. Now you have two screws here. One's longer than the other. You can take the short screw. I'm sorry. And you can install it in the middle here. And this becomes another adjustment. And this gives you a little bit of tweaking for the short mods. Now this will screw flush, but you also can open it up to give yourself a little bit of adjustment. And then you have another one, which is, I believe, a 1/2 millimeter longer. Whoops. And this will also give you a little more range and adjustment, if I could ever get it in here. There we go. See how long the pin is now? So you can actually screw this all the way in, and when this is screwed all the way in, it'll stick out just a little bit. So you have adjustments. I believe it's from 6 millimeters up. Right now there's no pin in there, and this is the ant mod, and it fires. So it's been really well thought out. I mean, it's got a whole range of adjustments, and it really, and so all the parts are silver plated, so it works great. The one thing that we did run into was that some of the atomizers, the 510 threading, some have more than others, and I'll give you an example of that. And it really only pertains to the 510 thread. So we pull off this, the 20/1. Here, so here's the hybrid adapter portion. Now if I put it on this magma, I don't know if you could see the difference here, but if you look at the threading on the magma, it only goes up about halfway up the 510 shaft. And if you look at the K-Fun, it goes all the way up. So what happens is, if you try to screw this on this short-threaded device, it goes past the threading. So what you do in this case, that's where the O-ring comes in. You put the O-ring over your 510 connection, and then it stays in place. So now you're okay to use this. But now what you have to do is you take this positive cup and you put this on here, but now what's going to happen, it's not hitting the post. So you need to use your long screw to complete the 510 complete the positive connection. So this gets screwed in until it hits the positive post. And now you can put this on your device. We got battery rattle, so we got to use the cup. I think we used the long cup on this. Let's try the long cup. Yep, we got the battery rattle out, and she's firing. Now I don't believe that this will fire without that little screw in, but let's try it anyway, just to be sure. Let's put the long cup back on. You know, there was a handful of Addies that had this problem with the 510 threading not going all the way up. I believe the Satburn was one of them also. Yeah, it actually fires. It's actually making contact. So you may or may not need to use that little adjustment screw if you're going to use the O-ring underneath. But as you can see, there's a lot of variations with this thing and a lot of adjustment. And the beauty part about it is that you do not have to have any additional hardware. Everything is attached right to the atomizer. So there's no drop-in discs or any of that stuff, which, I mean, they work, but I'm not a big fan of it. The other thing you can do, let's say you're using a telescopic mod and you only need to use this one portion, you could flip this over. Instead of putting the flat side up against the atomizer, you can put the cup side. Now remember, this is the one with the short threading, but if you use it upside down, it will thread on completely. But now you're not going to be using this portion. Actually, let's try it and see if it works. Let's see if it works. We'll put the long pin in and see if it does make contact. It may or may not. Again, this is not an instructional video. This is not going to be the tutorial video. This is just to give you guys an idea of what's going to be for sale in the next couple of days. It actually does make contact from what I see here. Let's see. Let's try it on the copperhead. Let's put the short one on here. Yeah. So it's firing like that also. So, you know, like I said, there's a million ways to use this thing. It's got a lot of little parts, but once you get them all installed, it's a matter of just making your final adjustments for your battery. It's very, very versatile. So, you know, like I said, there's going to be probably a more professional instructional video coming out. I just wanted to give you guys a little first look. I know the quality of the video sucks, and I know that my I hope I didn't confuse more than I had to. Anyway, you guys got any questions, hit me up. I will post, I believe these are going on sale tomorrow, and if anybody needs help, they can hit me up with it. But like I said, there's going to be an instructional video out. I hope this helps. Talk to you guys soon.